everyone, and welcome to another top shelf video. Today, Elora and I are going to be opening the Turtle Team-Up Bundle that released with the new set from Magic the Gathering. This bundle was kindly sent to us by Wizards of the Coast, so we are pretty excited to open something like this.
I'm not a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, nothing against them. I'm more interested in how this new game mode is going to work. It looks like it's more of like a players versus kind of like randomness. So I'm really interested to see how you're actually supposed to play this format. So this comes with one enemy deck. So I think that's like the random kind of battle thing. 4 of the play boosters, 17 event cards, and 4 60-card decks. Ooh,
okay.
This box looks sick, first of all.
Yeah, the box
art. Can we show this off?
Yeah.
We've got like... Welcome to Turtle Team-Up. There's no task too daunting for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even an all-out assault on New York City from their greatest adversaries. Step into the shells of these turtle warriors to fight and survive the night, wielding every tool at your disposal. Cooperation and synergies are key to taking down Shredder and his crew. A combo is more than just a pizza order. So it goes over again what we have in the box, and then it gets into rules. Okay.
Very cool.
Boss rules.
And there's objectives. Oh, that's actually really cool. I didn't realize that there was gonna be objectives.
Yeah, it's very like RPG themed, which is really interesting. And I hope like they kind of try to do more stuff like this going forward with other sets, because I feel like there's a lot of different ways that Magic can be played, and they have really good game designers, so I'm sure they can come up with something. And then we get our token stuffs.
It's actually quite nice. Like I think having something more creative is pretty cool. And they have the boss life total.
It's like a calendar. That's crazy.
And then it seems just a couple more stuff in the box. I think all the decks are one of the main turtles, which is pretty cool. So I think this one is Raphael's deck.
Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo.
And then so we have all the decks here. So these are all the 60-card decks, which and then the colors are Leonardo seems to be a mono white deck, Raphael a mono red, Michelangelo a mono green, and then Donatello a mono blue deck.
And then the bosses and events, which is going to be very interesting. And then it comes with the 4-pack.
We got Leonardo Big Brother card. Ooh, that's a pretty cool card. Raph and Mikey Troublemakers. It seems like, I actually really do like a lot of the frame arts from this set. This is probably one of the nicer looking sets I've seen for the most part. Again, I'm not the biggest Magic the Gathering fan, but definitely some of these cards are really cool. I got a hollow hench box.
I got Courier of Comestibles.
I got TCRI buildings. That's actually gonna be a dual land's pretty cool. And then I just got a token
and a mutagen.
Perfect.
Very cool for the first pack.
Definitely, this is probably the coolest card that we pulled so far.
Yeah, you won that pack battle. I don't know what your prize is, but it's very cool.
Open up these packs now. I got Bot Bashing Time, and then I got one of the planes. I really do like these lands.
Foot Mystic. Interesting. And I got a cool forest one.
Perfect. Actually, these lands are one of the coolest lands designs.
I prefer these so much to the pizzas.
Yeah, the pizza lands are a little not
They don't make me hungry.
fun. Yeah, they're a little gross, but overall, some pretty cool cards that you get. I think getting 4 packs also makes it really cool because you're able to just customize the decks that you come with right away. Like, if I really wanted to, I think this card, like the Raph and Mikey card, is pretty cool. And also, if you're playing Commander, I feel like buying this actually would be pretty cool because you probably have a good baseline to kind of just make a random deck and build what you have from this, because you probably get a lot of cards. Okay.
I'm really interested to see what's in these like pre-con decks, because they look a lot like the Jumpstart decks, and I kind of want to see what they put in them. So, which one are you opening?
I'm gonna open up Michelangelo. He is my favorite turtle, for sure.
I'll open up Leonardo. We've got, I guess, for these more heavy hitter cards in this one, we can take a look. Splinter and Leo, father and son. So this is one of the, they have a lot of like commander cards that are like duos, which is kind of cool. Choose one or both. Each mode must target a different player. Target player creates a 2/2 red mutant creature token. Put a 1/1 counter on each other creature target players control. That one's kind of interesting. And then we've got Splinter, Aging Champion. When Splinter enters, destroy up to 1 target tapped creature. When Splinter leaves the battlefield, you and another target player each draw a card. These are interesting choices given we're doing a co-op mode. Like, we're getting a lot of like things that could benefit other players, which I think is really cool design decision on their part, because it's not specifically like really like aggressive or like 1v1 tactics. Spell costs 1 mana less to cast for each creature you control, and it has double strike. That's pretty cool.
Michelangelo also has a couple of cards. So the legendary creature that you could use as a commander, Michelangelo on the scene, 4 colorless, and 2 green. His creature has trample, which is pretty cool. It's only a 2/2, but I know with a lot of green decks, and we saw with the mutagen, you can definitely make this significantly stronger. And then Michelangelo enters with a 1/1 counter on him for each land you control. When Michelangelo dies, this card returns to your hand. So this is pretty cool for the most part. Like, definitely something that if you're playing in this format, you're probably going to want to hold on to for a while. And then there's a lot of lands you can play to probably help your team out. That's the Mythic in the Michelangelo deck. The other rares is Mikey and Mona, Mutant Sisters. When Mikey and Mona enter, choose one or both. Each mode must target a different player. Target player chooses a creature they control and puts 2 1/1 counters on it. Target player returns a creature or land card from their graveyard to their hand. So that is also, like you were saying, Elora, there's a lot of these like cards that seem to be like really helpful for the entire table. But also, I think with just how big Commander is as a format, I think a lot of these cards are decent cards that you can add on to your Commander deck. Like, I think
especially if you play pods.
Especially if you play pods, like if you're gonna pull something like this, then the Raph and Mikey Troublemakers, like we pulled this, and then I feel like you can make a really good Commander deck from what you already have. And obviously you won't might not have like the strongest cards, but you'll have a decent amount of things I think you'll be able to use. And then Mona Lisa, ever adaptable. Whenever a player casts a creature spell, you create a mutant token. And that's pretty strong also, because whenever a player casts a spell you are going to be able to just have so many tokens to make your creature so much stronger. Again, the Michelangelo here has trample. So these are really good cards to get within these sort of decks.
Very green mana cards. All right. And so next up we've got the Donatello one. Donatello's blue. Pretty sure this guy's like the smarty pants in the Turtles. So he makes a lot of robots. Kind of makes sense. And then it looks like we're dealing with a lot of, yeah, these like robots, kind of tech inspired creatures.
So this is the Raphael deck. Obviously red is just such a aggressive color, and it seems like going through the deck there is just a lot of artifacts that can boost your creatures.
So looking at the rares we got from the Donatello. So first for the duo card is Donnie and April, a dorkable duo, which I think is kind of cute. And then, so similar to the other ones, you can choose one or both, and then player draws 2 cards or returns an artifact, instant, or sorcery from their graveyard to their hand. So another one that'll work really well in this co-op format that we're gonna try. Then we've got April O'Neil, Human Elements. So she does, whenever a player casts an artifact, instant, or sorcery, you create a mutagen token. And then we have Donatello, Rad Scientist. This is the mythic from this one. He's got Vigilance, which is really nice. And then when he enters, tap up to 3 target creatures your opponent controls, and then put a stun counter on each of them. This one's really cool. I'd be interested to see like what this could do in a deck with maybe something that lets you take him off and put him on the battlefield repeatedly, so you can kind of use this as much as possible, but this one seems pretty cool.
Perfect. So the duo in the Raphael deck is Casey and Raph Hotheads. When Casey and Raph enter, choose one or both. Each mode must target a different player. Target player exiles the top card of their library until that player's next end step. They may play that card without paying the mana cost. Again, another really cool way to kind of like help out your team if you're getting stuck in these boss battles and need some form of ramp. And the second one is target player chooses 2 treasure tokens. Then we have Casey Jones, Asphalt Hooligan. Casey Jones has double strike, which basically means that the creature deals damage, both first strike and then regular combat damage. And then if you tap 4 mana, double Casey Jones power until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. Again, definitely making it so that this is a very collaborative card. I could also see this in Commander, where maybe you want to have a sort of alliance with someone else just to get someone off the board, where you can kind of help someone out during their combat, which would be pretty fun. And finally, we have Raphael Tag Team Tough. Raphael's Menace, meaning that the creature has to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. And whenever Raphael deals combat damage to a player for the first time, each turn untap all attacking creatures. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. So that's really, really cool that you're able to deal damage for the first time and then go into another combat phase, which again, definitely helpful for the co-op, but also really, really cool as a commander card. So now we're gonna go look into the boss and events cards.
I'm really interested to see what the events cards are. Okay, bosses and events. Okay, so they're like marked on the back, which is kind of cool. So we've got boss cards and then event cards. So let's, I guess, start with the boss cards, because I think these are just going to be some of our more regular stuff. Slash the Dark Mirror. Attacking creatures the boss's control have first strike. Rat King, the Chaos Bringer. Ninjas the boss's control have Death Touch. Savanti Romero, Temporal Rogue. Whenever one or more ninjas the boss's control deal combat damage to the heroes, the bosses play a card. Ninjas the boss's control get +1, +0 for each boss in play. Creatures named Foot Disciple have flying. Okay, that one's quite specific. The boss plays an additional card each turn. The boss loses 2 life. There's so many of these. When this boss enters, the bosses gain 5 life for each boss in play.
Okay, so that's really fun. I think the way they designed these
messed
cards is really interesting.
Whenever a creature the heroes control die, the heroes lose 1 life. Whoa, this is a cool art. I like that. Okay. More Foot Disciples. Foot Clan Overlord. And then I think, yeah. So that was all of those. So it looks like the events are kind of a mixture of like cards that would replace, I think, like sorceries and stuff like that in instance. So they're kind of put in more of like event form. So there's like quite a few of those with different effects. And then there's also all these Foot Disciple cards, which we saw with the bosses is going to get kind of crazy if a lot of these end up on the board. All right, so we're going to get started. So the way this is played, the heroes, us two, we're going to play like regular, so draw a hand of 7, the usual. So what's different is that obviously we're playing against the bosses. So to start the game, we turn over the top card of the boss deck, and this is going to be the boss for round 1. Once the life counter, the boss life total up here reaches 0, this guy's dead, and we start round 2, which would be 2 bosses, and then round 3, which is 3 bosses. And then we go first. Each time it's the boss's turn, they draw 2 cards from the event card deck. So remember, that could be their creatures or other kind of bonuses and stuff for them. And I guess I can go for this part again. In the rules, there's like a little thing that says what your title is based on how many turns it takes. So if you're really good, you are True Turtles. Then there's Turtle Legends, Turtle Champions, and Turtle Warriors. And nothing for if you lose. So you're not allowed to lose.
Okay. So I'm playing the Michelangelo deck because I just thought that one was cool, and Michelangelo is my favorite turtle. And Elora, what deck did you choose?
I chose the Donatello deck because I'm kind of interested to see how the robot tokens work, and I've never really played a lot of blue decks, so I want to give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so
6, 7.
So I got 6, I mulligan. So I'm going to go first. I will draw. And oh, I got one of the rares. I'm going to just play a land and I will pass.
All right. I'm also going to draw for my turn. I've got a land and nothing for 1 mana. So it's going to be the boss's turn. That means we draw 2 event cards. As a team, the heroes choose 3 creatures they control. Destroy each other creature the heroes control. We don't control any creatures, so nothing happens. Next up, Villain Infiltration. As a team, the heroes choose a creature with the greatest power among the creatures they control. Destroy it. We don't have any creatures, so that does nothing.
Perfect. That's probably the fun part about this. There's definitely some RNG because we got 2 events in which nothing happened to us, but then there could be other points in the game where you're desperate, you need something to happen, and then you get hit with something like that. So that was pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and I will also draw for turn. I will play another forest and I will tap 2 and I will play creature Boar Rhino. When the creature leaves the battlefield, create a mutagen token. So that's pretty good. And I will pass my turn since I cannot attack.
All right, I'm drawing for my turn. I'm gonna add another island. I'm gonna tap both of these to play Crustacean Commando. When this creature enters, I can create a mutagen token. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that on.
Perfect. And then, so now it's the boss's turn.
Yeah.
The first event card is Savatine's Romero's Curse. Each hero returns X creatures they control to their owner's hands, where X is the number of bosses, so we both have to return 1 creature back to our hands. That definitely does suck early game. And then Foot Disciple. This creature can't block. It does attack because it has to attack. We have a turn to deal with this. So right now we have the Foot Disciple, and it also has flying because that is the effect that the boss gives it. So that's gonna be pretty tough because I didn't see Michelangelo have any reach cards, and I don't know if Donatello does. I only saw Raphael have reach cards. So I'll untap, I'll draw for turn. I will play another forest card from my hand. I'll tap 3, and then I will play Michelangelo Game Master. Disappear. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left battlefield under your control this turn, put a 1/1 counter on Michelangelo, and I will pass.
All right. I'm untapping my lands, adding another one. With 3, I'm going to play Utrom Scientists. When this creature enters, tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. So I think I'm going to do that to the Foot Disciple here, and this can be your stun counter. So we're going to have a couple turns to deal with that Foot Disciple at least, so it won't be attacking us right away. Maybe we'll figure out something to do to get a flying down.
Okay, perfect. So it's going to untap, but since it's not untapped, the token will simply be removed from the stun. The first event card is going to be Villain Scheme. Shuffle this card and the boss graveyard into the boss's library. So there's nothing in the boss graveyard, but that would be super annoying when you're trying to beat the game, because that just means that all the bosses that you defeated get back into it, making you have to restart everything. And then the second one that they're going to play is another Foot Disciple. This creature can't block, so this will remain untapped and this will not remain tapped. From my understanding, since it can't block, we'll be able to hit through it, which is nice. So I'm going to untap. I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to play the Forest down. I'm then going to tap 3 and play the rare from my deck, which is Mikey Mona Mutant Sitters. When Mikey Mona enter, choose one or both. Each mode must target a different player. Target player chooses a creature they control and puts 2 1/1 cost counters on it. Is my guy stronger? I'm going to put them on mine. And then the other one says target player returns a creature or land card from their graveyard to their hand. I'm going to give that to you, but you don't have anything in your graveyard, so it's not going to help much.
No.
And then to end my turn, I'm going to swing, and that is going to be 5 damage dealt to the boss, bring it all the way down to 35. And then Elora, you can go ahead and play in turn.
All right. Bring back all my lands. Add another land to the mix. Okay. I'm gonna spend 2 to play Crustacean Commando again, which gets me another mutagen token. And then I'm gonna spend my other 2 to use these mutagen tokens and buff my Utrom Scientists. So these, I paid 1, they're tapped and they're sacrificed. And then, so he's a 4/4 now. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing as Juan did. I'm gonna swing for 4 points here. $31.
Perfect. So the Foot Soldier will then tap. So now we're dealing with 2 Foot Soldiers. I don't have a blocker. Elora does have one. The first event card is Shredder's Challenge. Return 2 ninjas at random from the boss graveyard to the battlefield under the boss's team's control. Luckily, there's nothing there, so that's a good event to get this early in the stage. And then we have another event card, Baxter's Experiments. Copy the next event the bosses play. Put this card beside the event deck. After the next event is played, your deck into the event discard pile. So we will have to copy the event twice, which could be pretty bad because you might be able to get new soldiers, and then they swing both of them. So that's going to be 6 damage going to each of us. And I have 1 mana that's untapped, but I can't really do anything with it. So are you going to block with Crustacean Commando?
Yeah, I think I might as well. He's got 3 toughness, so he can block 1 of them. So then we'd only end up taking 3 damage.
3 damage, and we're down to 17. So we're not going to play the entire format, unfortunately, but definitely from what little turns that we had, I definitely think this box is worth it for new players and experienced players. This definitely seems like the easiest way to get new players to play, in my opinion. The rules aren't super difficult. Obviously, they'll have a bit more space than we do right now. I also think it just allows for people to teach the game in a non-competitive format, which a lot of card games don't have.
Yeah, definitely you can do more of like a mentorship thing where it's like, I know how magic works. Just stick with me, little buddy. We'll get through this, which I think is really fun. I'm a big fan of the kind of like no player RNG kind of setup. I think that's really fun. I'm a big fan of this whole thing going on. I really hope to see more stuff like this come from Magic in the future, because I mean, from what I've seen when they do like special events and stuff, they're really good at coming up with like cool, like kind of one-off formats, and I think there's a lot of opportunities to be had here. I think this was really cool.
Yeah, definitely a fun box. The packs are also pretty cool. Again, for new players, luring them in with a pack is always nice if they hit something cool like we did. And it definitely there has to be someone who knows how to play Magic, I would say, to introduce this, just because within the box itself, there's not like a lot of the explaining of the rules. But this is a really fun format. I wish you could play it all through. I like the RNG element to it. There's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more structured. But definitely us getting lucky with like not having a lot of the bad event cards first, but we still have a lot of event cards, like the one that destroys all the turtles that we didn't see yet. So definitely seems like it would be really, really fun to play this through, and definitely with more players, it'd probably be a lot more fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video.
Wait, can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Before we go. Last thing I want to say about this kit is that the setup for the box is actually really nice. Like, this is something that you are meant to like keep and use it to hold it. It comes with these pretty strong boxes. So it's definitely like very compact kit. You can just put it all back in here, and then you've got a game that you can bring out, which is really fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think what I really enjoy about it is it has a lot of a board game vibe to it. And you can use, again, the art cards, the separators for when you're putting this away. So, but yeah, that was kind of it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. And remember, if you are interested in picking up this product for yourself, you can head on over to our website, topshelfco.ca, and we'll leave a link to that in the description. And if you're interested in playing Magic farther down the line at Top Shelf, make sure you join our Discord. We are currently running Commanders Fridays at 6:30, and then Sundays at 1 p.m. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.